What's up, guys? Got another one for you. This time it's going to be LeNorm on Lizardmen and Strat Game on Beastmen. Let's get right into it really quickly because, as you can see, Beastmen Vanguard. So, Slam Mage Priest, life with let's statuette, Show of the Old Ones, Banishment, Regrowth, Dwellers Below, and Earthblood. Practically the full kit, minus a few things. Um, yeah, for the rest of the army, we have Cohort of Waddle, Sacred Croxagore, RLR with Perfect Vigor. Pretty much all, I think, for them besides, stat buffs. Oh, and then I think possibly Dazed. Not entirely sure. I'd never use them because I think they're rubbish. But, they have 100 armor, 45, 41 with really good AP. I don't think they're rubbish. I just don't think they're worth the price or worth taking. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll try taking them. But Sword Spears, Frontline, Shields help mitigate those Ungor Archer fire. That Ungor Archer fire. Then we have a bunch of Skin Cohorts with javelins in the back. We have some Feral Cold ones. These are going to be just to two. Unless there's any else I can say. Nope, just the two. And then we're going to have the Thunderous one, ROR Ancient Stegodon, really cool unit. Love this guy. Has the Judgment of the Uxmak, which procs, I can't remember if it's an active. It's a passive ability, yeah, right there. So randomly we'll shoot down that Thunder, which has some really, really good damage. 672, 100% of it being AP for the explosive damage as well, which is really, really nice. Yeah, two Feral Cold ones, and then we're gonna have these King Skirmishers, just two, believe. Yep. And then for the that's it for the Lizardmen side, I believe. Yeah. All right. So what does Strat Game brought for us today? Well, why don't you see for yourselves? He's brought in two freaking Gorgons, dude. Talk about an anti-large build. My God, two heavy costed units that will put an absolute beat down on most of the Lizardmen dinosaurs, aside from a few minor things, of course, like the Dreadsaurian. I mean, I still put a dent into the Dreadsaurian, but still, with the healing and with the healing and just overall stat differences, I believe the Dreadsaurian will win on a one-on-one. I am not. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. The only reason I'm going for that is because I think there's an HP difference, first of all, and then I think there's definitely a weapon strength difference between the two. But again, bonus versus large of 30 would mitigate that factor, would change things. Nonetheless, two Gorgons, and then we have the Vorpalon, ROR Jabberslide, great unit, love it so much. Not sure about the ROR version, but I think the only difference is it has a Serum Bioblood Vortex ability, which is a passive and will proc randomly as well, just like the Thunderous one. And then for the Break Shaman in the Wild, we have Shadows, we have Pit of Shades, no costs. Two of the spells that are just the meta right now. I think Vorpalon, does it give it? No, it doesn't. For some reason, the Break Shaman has ITP. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe one of these units give it ITP. I think it's Blood Greed. Yeah, Blood Greed. Oh, Primal Fury. Primal Fury gives it ITP. Just for the moment, it's like Frenzy. Anyways, rest of the units, Ungors. And then we have Centaurs with throwing axes, Vanguarded. Let's get right into it. We're gonna have a great. We're gonna have a starting charge from the Gorgons and the Jabberslide. It's gonna get a decent amount of damage into that Sword Spear, knocking off one model. Feral Cold ones are gonna jump in. I don't know what the hell they expect to do there against the ring. They'll do a little bit of chip damage against again. Yeah, the Sword Spears do quite a bit of damage just poking at them that first charge. Like, it is not. The Sword Spears are no joke. They will put in some damage. Banishment on top of these Ungor Spearmen, then a big pit of shades thrown on top of these Sword Spears. Going to do quite a substantial bit of damage from both sides. Actually, the Sword Spears don't take a lot of damage. Oh, that's why, because the Earthblood is procced on top of them. Then the Shield of the Old One's procced on top of them. My God, what is this freaking pit fight? The Skin Cohorts route, and then same with these Feral Cold ones. Then in the back, we have these Centaurs throwing axes, flanking around, shooting in. One gets absolutely yeeted thanks to those king cohorts with javelins. See you later. And then this other one's going to get yeeted by those king cohorts, hopefully. But instead, they get charged actually by these centaurs with throwing axes. But the sword spear are here to help in case those centaurs stick around too long. We're going to have a spell down on top of these Ungor spearmen. It's going to be a dwellers below, and they're going to be taking substantial damage. Those Ungor spears are not going to live long. Definitely going to do a little bit better than those that Petashade did against the Spore Spears, because there's not going to be an Earthblood for the Ungors this time. They're going to get wrecked. Later, they both rout. Thunderous one is just shooting into the Warpland Blood Group Mother. Just shooting at him, poking down that HP. They do have pretty good poke damage with that missile strength at 671 with poison. Feral Colons come back with Primal Rage, Primal Fury, whatever it's called, Rampage actually. So they're just going to be charging randomly. These are procced as well and are going to be charging after the Centaurs, I believe, once they come back. Once they regroup, they can be charging after the Centaurs while they throw their throwing axes into skin cohorts, wasting them, unfortunately, as they could be going towards the Thunderous one or the Slan. But the Lizardmen player isn't going to allow that. They're going to be keeping them back, and especially with those Feral ones who have Rampage. And unfortunately for the Beastmen, are not going to be constantly chasing them until they stop routing. The Brood Mother and with the help of the Gorgons are going to be tearing apart some Sword Spears as much as possible. Same with these Feral Ones. These Feral Ones have only 7 models left, so they've taken quite a bit of beating, and they're going to be running away now. No longer do they want any part of that fight. The Sword Spears just continue chewing down some Ungor. That's what they're meant to do. They dumpster on these crap infantry, especially with the help of something like the cohort of Waddle, who only have 6 kills. So I don't know what they've been doing actually. I don't know if they've been hunting after the Gorgons as well, but nonetheless, the Thunder one is going in. He is going balls deep after that Gorgon dog. What is going on? You know that's anti-large infantry. That's an anti-large munch right there. Yeah, turn your butt around because you're gonna take a hit there. Not actually do a lot of damage. But she's gonna get away pretty much scot-free. Yeah, just the Beastman player is pulling back because this is some horrid. This is some Lizardmen horde moments. I was saying horrid, but I couldn't think of what to combine that with. The Lizardman player is just pushing really hard into the Beastmen lines, routing those Ungors and making sure they stay off, and pushing back that Great Brasham and making sure that he can't get a lot of things done, or rather trying to, making sure that there's nothing to protect him. The Centaurs throwing axes have come back. They're going to be throwing a few of their shots in, and they're going to be running into those skirmishers, trying to get them off the field, trying to get that skirmish fire off the field so those Organs and the Everslife aren't being poked too much at all. Yeah. The other King Cohorts of Javelins get routed off completely by the Centaurs. They're chasing them down. We're going to have the Thunderous run firing in with those miniguns on the side of it, just shooting into random Beastmen units of the Centaurs. We're going to have what seems to be possibly a Pit of Shades, another Pit of Shades on top of the Sword Spears, but the Lizardman player is going to notice, mostly pull out most of the units, and then there's going to be an Earthblood thrown on top as well, which I believe hits them. Yeah, so it's going to mitigate some of that Pit of Shades damage, and nicely done by the Lizardman player. Thunderous one needs to be pulled in. He's just routing off some cheap Ungor archer chaff. He has more important work to do over here, and the main center with the 2 Gorgons and the Jabberslife. Even this Land Mage Priest is throwing hands, whacking Ungors with his super toad magic. These King Cohorts of Javelins are coming in. Wow, even those 7 model Feral Colons are coming back as well. Just a bunch of tattered remnants again from both sides. Actually, just from the Beastman side this time. All the whatever routed from the Lizardman side usually came back unless it was chased off by the Centaurs. So, yeah, just tattered remnants from the Beastman side around. Just these Ungor Raiders being chased by the Thunderous one. Then we have some Ungor Spearmen over here. Feral ones actually get shattered completely by the Centaurs and throwing axes. They finish them off. Still some models on both. This one has actually still some ammunition on both rather. This one has 4 ammunition. This one still has 3. They could do some work. This one charges into the King Cohort Javelins, but you know, considering the difference in HP and model count, these king cohorts will beat them, but with the help of the other ones, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how it turns out. Another should have the ones procced on top of where the Jabber Slice and the Door Spears are. Jabber Slice is going to get pulled out of there by Strat Game. Strat Game's going to not take that fight. Gorgons are chasing down the Thunderous one. Yeah, the Thunderous one should not have been left alone. This could be fairly detrimental to the Lizardmen side if the Thunderous one isn't able to clutch this out. But I mean, he is not gonna love this fight. I mean, seriously, 2 anti-large world beaters here from the Beastman side, just sandwiching that Thunderous one. He's not gonna like that. I mean, he has a lot of HP, so maybe he'll be able to survive until he gets back to his spears. Yeah, weird choice, but to chase after those Ungor archers with Thunderous one. I mean, to be fair, a lot of your fast units for the Lizardman side are gone. The only thing that could have chased them is maybe the cohort, but then you have 46 speed, and they could have had their models picked off as well by the Gorgons and by the Beastman player tactics. Anyways, we're gonna have a regrowth thrown on top of that Thunderous just to mitigate a lot of that Gorgon damage. I mean, they healed up as well, so you know, fair's game. They can't call cheats. Broodmother is gonna jump into that Skaven Slave. What the hell? That Sword Spear blob, and do a little bit of damage with that Mortis engine. Actually, is the Mortis engine still going? Or Madness leadership is lower than 50% of base. Yeah, so it was still having going, and especially because it was in melee. So yeah, he's gonna jump right in again, do that nice charge damage. That tick is gonna start as well from that Aura of Madness. Thunderous one is gonna charge into the Senegors, probably rout them because just the terror. Big Pit of Shades thrown on top of these sword spears. Oh my god, that's gonna really hurt. Yeah, those sword spears are gonna eat that Pit of Shades really badly. There's no Earth for the top one this time because there was a regrowth on top of the Thunderous one. A bit late of a shield of the old ones to mitigate that, but you know, what can you do with cooldowns? But it helps mitigate that Gorgon damage. This Gorgon is brawling with the Thunderous one, but I think that Thunderous will win that one, especially if they get help from the freaking cohort of Waddle. So, funny enough, an Ungor Raider finally did actually come back, even with the routing of his friends there from the Thunderous ones. Cohort of Waddle are chasing down that Gorgon. I think that Gorgon can actually turn around and maybe... No, actually, with that HP and that low melee defense from the Dazed effect, yeah, that Dazed, that may be nuts there. That may be why it would be worth bringing them just for that. And it makes sense. I do see some Lizardmen players bring it, but I always wrote them off, and I'm probably still gonna read them off because I'm not gonna spend that much just for Dazed. It's good, and those AP values are okay, but there's other AP options inside. So we'll see. Again, I'll try them out, but Milkoff's thrown on top of them to do a little bit of poking damage, slow them down, make sure they can't catch up, and help the Thunderous ones if the Gorgons continue to run. Same with the Jabber Slice. These King Skirmishers come back after chasing after those Ungor Raiders, completely breaking them. The Slann is taking a beating from the Gorgon. He needs to watch out there. His Sword Spears are coming to help him out. Same with the Waddle, but the Great Bear Shaman is going to keep him in place, and then which gets the Gorgon time to come in and swing at him. Take a huge hit is landed on the Slann Mage Priest. And wow, this is really deadly for the Slann Mage Priest. If the Lizardman player doesn't watch out. But I mean, what can you do? The Gorgons have so much mass, they're pushing through those Sword Spears. Another Pit of Shades on top of the Sword Spears, so those Sword Spears are going to be routing, unfortunately. They're going to be off the field at this point. Where did the... there they are. There's the cohort of Waddle. The Slann Mage Priest unfortunately dies, but the Thunderous one still lives. And look how much HP he has. 8,300 freaking HP. The Great Bear Shaman is also routing completely. And the Broodmother routes off these skirmishers. So no more poke damage from the Lizardman side. Thunderous one is Thunderous AoE procs. I'm not sure if it really does any damage much, or if much at all to the single entities, because, you know, it's like more of an infantry killer. The cohort of Waddle might be clutch late game with that Dazed effect, and because they are bringing down the Warburglon down to 42 meta defense, and and again, as you saw with the Gorgons, they only have 36 meta defense. So if they get hit by that day's effect, they have 26. So they get to be taking a lot of damage in this fight. And honestly, I would have brought back the Thunderous one, but I understand why Thunderous one is chasing the Breach Shaman. It's just that if this cohort of water are left by themselves, they will get ravaged by these Gorgons and the Broodmother. So just gotta be careful. But I understand again. And the Breach Shaman is about to go to the White Line and rout off completely. So worth it, definitely. No more freaking Melkoths just being casted. Unfortunately, Sword Spears, they do come back, but they're practically immediately routed by this freaking Gorgon blob we got going on here. And especially, yeah, those cohort of Waddle are gonna also rout as well. They are terrified completely. But they were able to do a little bit of damage before they went. Let's see what their value's at right now. 2,000 value, not bad, not bad. I mean, a lot of people, maybe some people will make fun of me for doubting them so much, but it's not necessarily that I'm doubting them. I just don't think they're fantastic. That's all. But to be fair, guys, I think they are better than the standard paddle Croxigores, which I think are complete crap, and I think the normal Sacred Croxigores aren't good either. I think they're almost close to crap too. So I think the Guarda Waddle, if I were to take any Croxigores besides the Ancient Croxigore Lord, I would take the Guarda Waddle, just because of what I've seen in these matches. And I see that, I say that, and I see them just get massacred by the Gorgons. And so unfortunate. I don't support this Lizardman brutality. The Thunderous one is going to engage with the Gorgons, and that lightning attack plus the charge is going to finish one off, fall down to the ground. That's going to be a nice payback for that Slan Mage Priest kill that got earlier. The Warbergland is going to rout off. Good, stay gone. Broodmother, you can't handle the Thunderous one, and especially the Gorgon, who only has 2200 HP left. They can't handle this. Nuh-uh. They are going to wish that they were hunting down the Thunderous one instead of the cohort. Yeah, this is going to go in the Lizardman's hand. That Thunderous one is going to absolutely clutch us out. I mean, look at the HP differences there, and the Thunderous one is not easy to take down. So that was really close. I mean, that Thunderous one could have been sandwiched and destroyed by those Gorgons, but luckily, thanks to the Lizardman player pulling him out wisely and making sure to path him correctly to the point where he didn't get stuck, and just the amount of freaking health that the Thunderous one has, it's pretty much saved it. And obviously that clearly saved the game. The Thunderous one was fantastic and beat down those Gorgons like it was nobody's business. They should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. Well, one is dead, so he's definitely, he can't be ashamed of himself because he's freaking dead. But the other one, ashamed of himself, is going to cry back home to Morgor and probably never show his face again near the Lizardmen. For the values, we have 2400 value on this Gorgon, 2500 on that one. So pretty even, pretty close values for both, which is funny, honestly. I like that. 2000 value on the Broodmother, 23. Jesus, what is this value we got here for the top four units here? Oh my god, oh my god. None of them got below 2,000. And to be fair, two of these are fairly expensive. So, but I'm definitely sure that the 2,500 pays for it, and definitely sure 2,500 pays for both of these, each rather, and then 20 is I believe also pays for the Broodmother. So they did great. 100 value on the throwing axes, 800 value, 600 value here. Yeah, just throwing it. And then, of course, Shadows just being freaking broken, as usual. So, of course, you got that. So, of course, the Shaman of Shadows got that value, of course. How many times am I going to say, of course, guys? How many times? How many freaking times? Ungar Raiders. Yeah. Who cares about Ungars? 1,600 value on this land. But, to be fair, most of his Winds of Magic should have been going to, as it did, to healing up the Thunderous one, the Court of Waddle, the Sword Spears, and it did, and it helped a lot. Again, which isn't going to show in that numerical value. 37,100, what the fuck? 3,700 value on that Slime Mage Priest. Really good stuff there. Love the Thunderous one. Awesome freaking unit. That is an ROR I would bring any day. The Fort Waddle, not so much, but still good. Still did really good there because that AP, those AP values, and that solid melee attack and melee defense line they got there. That line, Force Spears did fine. They did what they had to. Murdered crappy Ungor. But yeah, good showing by the Lizardmen side and good showing by the Beastmen side. Love that mob that the Beastmen player had going there. I don't ever usually see two Gorgons, so not only that, the ROR freaking Jabber's life. Strat game knows what's up when it comes to picking units. He knows what's up and made it a fun game. It was a fun game to cast and watch. So I hope you guys think the same. See you guys next time. Later. Bye bye.